Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be reacting to...
This is how K-pop labels make money.
Imagine spending hundreds of dollars, not for a concert ticket, not merch that you can select, but you get a tiny chance to be able to meet your favorite idol for maybe 1 minute. In this video, I'll discuss the smart but sketchy business model these K-pop labels have perfected. When a K-pop group releases a new album, it's often accompanied by scheduled TV appearances and the announcement of a fan signing event. Fan signing events are where selected fans get the chance to meet their favorite idols face to face, gets album signed, and exchange a few words or gifts. But this is where it gets sketchy. So you'd think if you just buy an album, you'd be able to attend these events, right? No, you need to be chosen by a lottery system. So these fans need to re-buy these albums multiple times until they get selected by that lottery system. And I'm going to base it on LE most recent album release.
Wow. I
Oh,
would have thought maybe the first to buy would be able to be in the line, I guess, with the chance to go in for the fan signing, but not, a lottery. Who artist is lottery?
I don't know how I feel about that.
That's very sketchy.
Because, we see these K-pop groups sell a lot of albums. But do they sell albums because they have fans, or do they sell albums because the same fans buy like 20 albums each to get picked?
And also the company can be buying them too.
On the other hand, though, a sale is a sale, right? So why is it problematic that the same people buy 100 albums? It shouldn't matter,
Well,
because
no.
even in the West, we
Mhm.
don't. There could be, people could be buying multiple albums. So
We have some rules like if for sweepstakes is no purchase is necessary for participating in the sweepstakes. But this is interesting to be a part of this. You have to do a purchase.
I don't know how I feel about it, honestly. I see both sides. I see why it's okay, but I also see why it's not okay. I don't know. I'm on the fence.
But it did roughly around 630k sales in 1 week. Usually fan sign events, there's roughly 100 spots available. By going off this, if you want to attend that fan sign event, you need to buy 63 albums to have 1% chance to win. And the album's not cheap. Some of these fans would rather pay hundreds of dollars just to be able to talk to their favorite idol for 1 minute, which is a very foreign experience to me. But the K-pop labels have made these album purchases not for listening purposes, but a ticket to win an opportunity to attend a fan sign event. Which, as I said, it's sketchy but smart, because recently the digital space has grown so much. You can see a lot of
I mean, if it's legal in Korea, then, it is what it is. I don't know if it would be legal here. I think probably would get sued.
You know, I don't know if anyone's complaining as a customer.
I don't know. But I don't know if it. Honestly, I feel like here there would be lawsuits for that. Oh, I bought X amount and I never got picked. Whatever. I don't know. It just.
I mean, you are known in advance what are the rules.
Yeah, but like if in the video games, there's loot boxes, and loot boxes is basically the same thing. Like randomly, you can get a good loot or trash loot.
Mhm.
So, but there was like lawsuits over loot boxes and stuff like that. I just feel like it would really open the door for lawsuits.
American artists struggling to do good physical copy sales. K-pop labels have found a way to counteract the modern era issue. The K-pop label strategy doesn't stop there. Every album comes with one photo card, an exclusive image of your favorite idol that hasn't been released online. Oh, so do I just need to buy one album to get my favorite idol's photo card? Oh no, my friend. You're very mistaken. K-pop companies use a strategy similar to trading card packs. You don't get to choose your photo card. If you want one of your buyers, you have to keep buying albums and hope you'll pull the right one. If you wanted to collect all different photo cards, you'd have to keep buying albums until you pull each one. For example, aespa's Whiplash album has around 19 photo card variations. Using this formula, you'd need to buy about 67 albums on average to collect them all. And keep in mind, aespa is a relatively small group with just 4 members, yet the variation and cost are still that high. Well, even though it may be illegal to gamble in South Korea, at least you can sink hundreds on these photo cards to get rid of that itch, you know what I mean? But what if you're not lucky enough to win, or you can't afford to bulk buy albums? Don't worry. The labels have another way to monetize your love for idols. Enter.
Also, it kind of creates value to the product you have because if you collect the full set, you have something like that's very valuable.
Yeah, you could sell it. I think so, at least.
Bubble and Weep.
Because if people are willing to pay
Pay for it. Yeah.
for albums to get the chance, then for a full collection, you should be able to charge them.
An app that allows you to text your favorite idols directly. Well, kind of. These platforms are marketed like you're having a private chat with the artist. You get messages,
We've seen these.
selfies,
Yeah.
maybe even replies. But the thing is, you have to pay a monthly subscription per idol for the privilege. If you wanted to chat with all 5 members of New Jeans, you need to pay for 5 separate subscriptions. That's already about $25 a month, just for one group. And while it may feel like a personal experience, most of these messages are pre-scheduled, written by staff, or sent to thousands of fans at once. Bubble subscription typically costs around $5, but here's where it gets tricky. 40% of that goes to Bubble, 30% is taken by Google/Apple, and remaining 30% is passed to the label. If 1,000 fans sign up, the label gets 70% of the revenue, while the artist only sees 30%. For context, New Jeans reportedly made around $5 million in 2023 from Bubble. But let's be real, this isn't exactly big money for the idols themselves. The labels are the one raking it in. So, what's the real benefit for these artists? The key here is that platforms like Bubble are designed to make it feel like you're having a personal connection with that idol. Fans become emotionally invested and feel almost obligated to keep resubscribing, as if they're part of the idol's life. Idols may share a glimpse of their daily routines or personal struggles, but in reality, those are conversations you typically have with close family, friends, or a partner. Oh, they think of me as someone more than just a money printing machine. This emotional investment is one of the reasons why K-pop idols often face intense backlash when their real-life relationships are revealed to the public. This is why Cutting Up from aespa received so much backlash. From a fan's perspective, she was selling an illusion of affection, creating a sense of emotional connection. So, when fans who had invested hundreds into supporting her saw her in a relationship without their consent, it felt like a betrayal. While it may seem extreme, it actually makes sense given the emotional investment these fans have. Like, man, if you have ever been in love with someone, you know the feeling. You want the person to have the best life or whatever, but not with someone else, you know what I mean? People who are saying it's so weird to hate on idols over being in a relationship. Congratulations, you're just not brainwashed by these K-pop labels. So, when you break it all down, K-pop labels have turned fan interactions
And I
into a
think
finely
they're very powerful too if they feel this way that
Who?
you can have a relationship. The fans that do not want their idol to be in a relationship. Like they don't want them to have any growth.
Mm-hmm.
profit machine, whether it's through the lottery system for fan signings, limited edition photo cards, or paid messaging apps. They found clever ways to monetize emotional connections. At the end of the day, these idols are not just performers, they're part of a carefully crafted business model designed to keep fans invested and spending, all while maintaining the illusion of personal connection. And when the fans feel that deep emotional investment, even small things, like an idol being in a relationship, can trigger intense reactions. It's not necessarily about the idols themselves, it's about the illusion they've been sold. It's all part of the game.
Which
And
is
while it might
interesting
be
to me
sketchy,
because sometimes, like here in the US, we have like these Hollywood relationships, like Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber. I'm surprised they don't have like an iconic couple in South Korea that everyone just follows and roots and make sure everything's okay.
I don't know. Maybe they do. Maybe it's like K-drama couple or something. You know, because
Mm-hmm.
I think in K-drama probably such thing is not doesn't exist. I don't know. I would hope so, but interesting video.
That's it. I wanted
Yeah.
to know more. I felt like there was so much to uncover.
I gotta give it to the labels. As far as making money goes, they came up with creative ways to squeeze the people dry. I mean, you turned gambling addiction into buying albums. And gambling is illegal, so this is the only way they can gamble in Korea. This is good.
I don't know. I feel like
They do
I
good.
feel like they're able to do this because the laws is not preventing it. Otherwise,
It definitely unethical. Looks
yeah.
unethical to me. You know, but it is legal in there, so I will listen.
The thing is, the people have free will.
I would say this: if you guys support what they're doing here, I don't want you here and complaining about how they treat idols, because both are equally unethical. How they treat idols and how they do this. So if you support chatting with your idol for money, if you support buying albums for cards, then you shouldn't complain about them idols getting mistreated, because they both are unethical. It's the same. Well, okay, mistreated. I don't mean like sexually or nothing like, but just having work long hours, that type of stuff.
I'm just curious to know how many people are actually buying like 67 albums.
I think a lot, because when we see these album sales numbers, especially for boy groups, the numbers are ridiculous. Like, for example, let's take Stray Kids. Stray Kids have now the longest streak in history for #1 albums on Billboard 200. Yet they only have, like, in the last year they had one song chart on Billboard 100. So what does that say? People really buy the albums, but they don't listen to their music like that. So, but they do buy the albums. So why they buy the albums? Well, to get picked for the fan sign events, to collect the cards, that type of stuff. So
I wonder Oh, I forgot. I
Yeah,
wonder what they do with the extra albums. I would think maybe they have like a club and they, are some able kind of recoup this money? Like
I don't know.
if they just keep the fan card but give away like the CD. So there's no need. It's not necessary to have so many duplicates of
I,
the CD itself if you were interested in the card and the opportunity to win.
I don't
So
like
maybe they
this
could
at
repurpose
all
this.
personally. I feel like it should only, when we do look at album sales, it should only count for one album
Mm.
per person bought.
Oh,
However, to
oh.
be fair, I cannot guarantee that people in the West do not buy multiple albums either. So
Like, what do you think of like limits like when you go shopping? For example, there's a sale and they say, well, you can only get five.
no, no, no.
But in other situations they say, okay, you could get as much as
I
you want.
don't think
Do you
there
want to
should be a
be
limit on how many people who can buy. I think there should be a limit how many we count, not how many they can buy. If they want to buy 2 million albums, they should be able to. However, I believe we should count one purchase per person.
wow. Anyways, guys, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord. And as always, 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 share as much kindness as possible. Bye, guys.